This was me back in 2019. I specifically remember taking this photo because I was thinking, I'm working out harder and more frequently than I ever have. Why don't I look like it? Fast forward to today, my workouts are easier than ever, more enjoyable than ever. I feel better and look better than ever. And I'm doing a fraction of what I did before. It's one of the missions of mine to at least offer up the possibility that easier workouts can actually be more impactful and more effective than the hard workouts. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the workouts I used to do and why I think they were not effective despite how hard I worked, how I accidentally figured out that easier workouts are actually more effective for the results I'm going for, and then the workout formula I follow today that allows me to maintain my dream physique, quite honestly. Because it is a dream when most days you like how you look in your clothes, you like how you feel in your clothes. But in addition to all that, I still have struggles, but I'm working on it, and I'm going to share with you the things that are helping me with those struggles. Okay? I know I appreciate realness and honesty and authenticity, and that's what I'm looking to bring here. All right, let's go. How annoying is that? Scale 1 to 10, annoying? Okay. This is also the point that I beg for you to subscribe. Actually, if you don't want to subscribe, I don't want you to subscribe. So let me tell you about the workouts I used to do. I used to be a member of this gym called Camp Tampa. State-of-the-art, awesome gym. I probably would be a member today if I lived in the Tampa Bay area. They have Pilates classes, yoga. It's an awesome community. It's great. Well, I used to go to their HIIT classes where they had self-propelling treadmills. They had the TRX bands, free weights. It was almost like Orange Theory where you would do one section for a period of the class and then swap over. The coaches were awesome. They play what I call stripper music, which is one of the favorite genres of mine. You know. I love like stripper type music, like Megan Thee Stallion. I've been listening to a lot of Megan Thee Stallion lately, but it's like the kind of raunchy, but music that gets you going. I love the classes because I felt like I was really pushing myself. I was also learning about David Goggins and had listened to one of his books. So, I was like going intense. I would wake up really early to go to this class. I would miss out on sleep. When you miss out on sleep, it ends up driving up your hormone level cortisol, which makes you hungrier, and even ghrelin, which makes it more challenging for you to reach satiety. And so I would do these early workouts, wasn't getting enough sleep, and then I would work out crazy hard so my metabolism was revved up, and I would be incredibly hungry. I don't just mean, I'm really hungry. I mean, I'm so hungry and there is not an end in sight to what I can eat. I would do an intense workout and I'm convinced I would out-eat my workout. That's been my experience. That's my opinion. In addition to that, my food choices were altered. I was in pain. I was inflamed. I think in many ways my body was swelling. Because when I would go even a few days, like I spent a weekend with a girlfriend in Chicago, a few days without doing those intense workouts, it was like overnight my body just slimmed down. And I just remember thinking, that's interesting. But I could not for a second part ways with that belief system that go hard or go home. The harder your workout, the better your workout. Not for me. That's actually the opposite for me. And a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. Even my husband disagrees with me on this. That's okay. My life, my body, I feel so much better. And I'm going to tell you what I do. But in a nutshell, my workouts were very difficult. They made me incredibly ravenous. I think they really impacted my hormones and made it so I was out eating my workout essentially. Okay? And I gotta tell you this quick story. So I've been thinking about filming this video for a while now because I'm so passionate about this topic. I realize it's taboo. I realize people are gonna disagree. That's okay. A few weeks ago, I went to this gym here in St. Petersburg, Florida called Freebird because they have rebounding classes. I love rebounding. I need to get out of the house. I work from home. I need to see people and talk to people now and then. Only a little bit, not too much. Love this gym. The women there are so nice, and I do this rebounder class. During the rebounder class, I was enjoying myself so much. I could feel the endorphins. I'm sweating like crazy. And through the class, I'm like, I am so full of it. How am I going to put together a video saying that intense workouts are better? How am I going to do that? This is so awesome. I need this in my life. My husband was right because he's always like, you need to be doing more. I'm not hating on him, but he's a believer in intense workouts. So there I am, I can't do that video. Can't be true. In the next 2 days, that crazy hunger I had, bottomless pit, there's no end in sight. If you know, you know. That doesn't jive well with me. That is a no-go zone. And I'll get into my struggles. I told you I would. And suddenly I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It was an intense workout. It was enjoyable while it happened. But then the aftermath for me and however my biology is, it doesn't jive. Now they have other sorts of Pilates classes I definitely want to look into. Highly recommend. Such a great experience. But that was not for me. So the way that I accidentally started working out smarter, or found that low impact, easier workouts were better for me, was I actually had to get a surgery, and I want to be able to work out for 6 weeks because the workouts I was doing were intense, but I could walk. So I would just go on long walks as my form of workout. I would just wake up first thing in the morning, go on a long walk, about 15,000 steps. Over a few weeks, I was just blown away how great my body felt, how great my body looked. And I thought, could it be that I actually get better results from walking than intense workouts? Like, there's no way. That is what started my realization that in some way you could say less is actually more, or it can be more, depending on. So that is how I stumbled across this. But another thing too was, by me walking, I wasn't putting so much strain on my body where I was sore all the time and inflamed. I also wasn't crazy hungry. I just felt incredible. My appetite was felt balanced. Everything just felt better. And that was really what got me on the journey to shift to more of a low impact approach. So I continue to do today. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I do. All right, now let's get into the workouts I do currently. It really can be boiled down to walking, rebounding, and Hamlin DeBell. All these things, I just do all of them, a mix. I don't go intense. I don't have rules. I don't have much structure. It really comes down to what I'm feeling like. Sometimes I've been in front of my computer all day. I'm stressed out. I know I need to get outside. Going on a long walk changes everything. Or I go on a long walk to catch up with a friend. My dad and I like to go on long walks on the weekend. It's a great way to catch up and build your relationship with whomever and get your steps in. I do like to try and walk at a fast pace. I get better results with that. Okay, I'm all about it. But love walking. Rebounding, if I'm feeling bloated or inflamed or reminded of all the benefits of rebounding, because there's so many, I'll do a rebounder workout. A lot of times it'll be like 15 minutes throughout the week. I'll just sprinkle in 15-minute rebounding. Other times I'll do longer durations or follow a workout. I love rebounding, and I just do it really for the health benefits, but also it's a great calorie burner too. And then Hamlin DeBell. This is the workout program I follow, especially when I want to get toned and in tip-top shape. So my birthday's coming up. It's like 6 weeks away or something like that. I'm going to follow his model workout program. What's so great about it is, just like all these workouts I mentioned, they don't make me crazy hungry. They give great results. I think it's because the way it balances out with hormones, it's just not too intense for me. With that, I'm able to make good nutrition choices, which we'll get into in just a second. But Hamlin DeBell workouts really tone. It's kind of Jane Fonda-ish. It's like a mix of aerobics and toning, and I don't get nervous or anxious to do his workouts. Other workouts I've done in the past, it's like I'm stressed out, like, oh my gosh, here we go. Am I gonna make it through? His are enjoyable. Now, there are times when I'm like, is this working? I barely sweat. And it does. It really does. But, everybody's so different. You really have to figure out what workout works best for you and kind of experiment. This has been a long period of experimenting for me, and I will just do any of these things at random, and I'm amazed by the results I have. But here's where a lot of that is. I think a lot of it is because of how I pair nutrition. So when I was doing the intense workouts before, I would get so crazy hungry. I may have ate healthy, but then I would eat so much because I was basically binging because of just how hungry I was. Whereas this, I feel like I have normal levels of hunger with any variations of these workouts. And I'm able to make good choices. Having these low impact workouts, these easier workouts, really create an upward spiral for me to make good decisions and feel good. I make both nutrition and workout choices based on what I tune into and what I recognize I need. That is the big theme here. We have to recognize what our bodies need, learn about our bodies, experiment what works for us, and go down that path. You could very well fully disagree with me. That's okay. Everybody's body, everybody's genetics, everything's so different. But for anybody that suspects that this is the path they should go down and wants to share their tips, that's really appreciated, because that's really the whole point of this video, is to offer up this as a possibility for anybody that also is so convinced, go hard or go home, that harder's better. It may not be. Now let's continue into the things I still struggle with and also what helps me. So I still struggle with body image issues. I don't know that I'll ever be out of that. I don't know how normal that is. And I've read books on like body acceptance, and I just accept that I go through phases where I retain a lot of water. I'm inflamed, which I'm going to talk about in a second here. And I just have to recognize what it is. And I also have to recognize that my value is not in my body, blah, 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 but it's still hard. Okay. Like we can know all these things consciously, but it's still difficult. So I still deal with that at times. But, you know, oddly enough, having this channel and getting myself on video has been easier for me to objectively see myself. Because let me tell you, photos do not show it all. You see an unflattering photo of yourself and it's so easy to dramatize. But a video, I think, is more reflective. And there's times I see myself in a video, I'm like, is that what I look like? Because you don't see yourself in different angles. You don't see yourself really moving other than like the typical way you see yourself in a mirror. But again, also, it's like our value is not in our bodies, but it's also, we still do want to look and feel good, okay? Like, I'm not denying that. It frustrates me when people do deny that. Like, why not have both? So I still deal with body image issues. I still deal with this feeling sometimes of like being excessively hungry, especially during phases of my cycle where I just feel like a bottomless pit. And I just have to recognize it. I have to tune in. Is there something I'm not willing to feel? And I've learned that in therapy by an incredible woman, Jillian. I'll link her information. Is there something I'm not willing to feel that puts me in this space of just, I just want to shove my feelings down? A lot of times that's it. But then a lot of times it is like this hormonal, I'm hungry and I need to feed myself well. So that's something I still struggle with. If I come up with new resources or things that really help, I'll let you know. But so far, feeling my feelings it actually goes a long way, and eating good, satiating foods. Speaking of foods, reducing my consumption of inflammatory foods like grains and nightshades. Nightshades are like tomatoes, potatoes, carrots. Yeah, like all the other vegetables, the root vegetables. But I find I get inflamed, and I know I get inflamed, not just from water retention, but I deal with scalp psoriasis. If you deal with psoriasis, I have a video on that. Sorry, sis. Sorry, sis, that you have to anticipate flakes coming off in your hair. I did clear it up with supplements at one point, but then it came back 6 months later. Supplements is kind of the convenient way to go, but I don't want to be constantly taking supplements when really there may be a culprit that I can just address head on. So I'm exploring this anti-inflammatory way of eating, which is a great way to address things like psoriasis and all sorts of inflammation. My husband and I love going to Costco and stocking up for the week, and that's really been making me feel so much better, is eating more anti-inflammatory, but not crazy strict. Visualization techniques. This is one of those incredible magical tools that I often forget about, but visualizing how you want your body to be, and I'll link another video because I've talked about that too. Be warned though, it's low quality. Visualization is so powerful. And not only communicating with every cell in your body on what to do, but also to shift your identity of what your body is to you. Some of us struggle with holding on to extra weight because we identify ourselves as someone holding on to extra weight. I think identities and belief systems are very powerful, and every now and then we need to reprogram it, and visualization can really help with that. And how did I almost forget this? If you're feeling down about yourself and you're somebody who typically is pale, go and get yourself a spray tan or invest in a good spray tan product. Oh my gosh, wow. Thank me later. I forget about that one all the time. A good spray tan. So those are a bunch of random things helping me, and things that I still struggle with because I don't want to like come on out here and be like, look at me, look how much better my body looks, and I've got it figured out. My body looks a lot better, but I still struggle, okay? Everybody struggles. All right, with all the things we covered, I have a few questions for you. First of all, do you have any tips to how you can make your workouts better for your lifestyle? Just overall, because I think that's much of what we're covering here. And then if you have feedback for additional topics you'd like me to cover in the future, would really appreciate your feedback in the comments below. As with every video, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.